Welcome, and Buyurun. Welcome back to the channel once again. Today, I've brought you a summary of what's happened since you were last here. Since that disappointing United, defeat, and since then the transfer window has passed, which I mentioned before in the last video. I was gonna come back for the FA Cup game against Leicester. Well, I was gonna come, that ruined it a bit there, but yeah, we got Leicester in the FA Cup. We beat Forest. I'll run through the schedule and I'll show you everything that's happened since you've last been here. You were last here at the United game, the Carabao quarter-final. Embarrassing. It was embarrassing to say the least. The next game we had Wolves. Yeah, it was a 1-1 draw against Wolves, which on the balance of play and even before the game, to be fair, I probably would have taken it because their side is strong. We managed to somehow come out of it with something thanks to another Ademola Lookman cracker. But yeah, looking at that, we were completely dominated and we somehow fluked something again. The next game, Southampton at home, we dominated. It took us until the second half to kind of get going and get that breakthrough, but once we did, we ran with it from there. There was no really looking back, and I think Southampton are near the bottom, so this was, one of the easier games we should be winning if we want to be staying just within the top 6-7 places. And yeah, we just kind of ran away with it. They didn't really pose that much of a threat. You see there Nakajima with the last goal, and then you'll see the stats here. It's not really flattering for either of us, but as you can see there on the XG, we took our chances and they didn't. And again, that's what it's going to come down to most of the time. Next game, it was Crystal Palace away. We need to be picking up the points against these teams. I can't remember it. Oh yeah, nice bit of play there, and Nakajima just slots it in. I love Nakajima. He's been such a good purchase in the August or the extended window that we had before the season started, and he's been pretty much involved in everything that we do. So the next game we had was Nottingham Forest, and I just rotated the team completely. I just wanted to kind of give everyone a run out that wouldn't normally kind of get one. Knockout, as you can see there, Knockout ended up coming back from loan. I think he was actually at Forest. Yeah, he was at Forest, so it was a nice little homecoming and getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, he's there. He was set a little pass to Maja and Nakajima again with the finish to make it 1-0. Knockout again running through. Nakajima with a little touch there, and then Maja. He's just there when you need him. He's been really good, to be fair, but you'll see in the transfers he might be getting knocked down the pecking order a little bit further now. And I've already had his manager from Bordeaux on my case saying he's not getting enough game time. So I can't really fault him in the sense that he scores when I play him, but you'll see who I've brought in, and to be fair, it's even competition for Mitrovic. So Josh Maja's not really going to get that much of a look in. Next game was against West Ham, and we balled it. We completely balled it. We literally dominated the whole game. Took a 2-0 lead. You see there again, Nakajima on the score sheet, because who else is going to score for us? Nakajima put the first one in. I can't remember who slotted this one. I think, was it Anguissa? No, it wasn't. It was Kearney. Nice little pass through there from Anguissa. And this is where everything kind of went south. So Haller kind of put it in there, and I was like, okay, that's just a little consolation goal. And then I saw the 90th minute highlight. I was like, are you really gonna do me like this, Football Manager? Are we really gonna go down this route? And we did. We we did. We completely balled it. We should have come out of that with the winners. No excuses. Check the match stats again. Dominated. XG whole game, literally whole game is in our favour. So we balled that 2-0 lead against West Ham. Going into the Sheffield United game, kind of changed my tactics, and I started playing. I'd gone with the 4-2-3-1 instead of 4-3-3, like you'd seen with the last few games as well. It wasn't really paying off as much. I don't know if the boys have got used to the 4-3-3, but pushing up Kearney behind Mitro just wasn't working for some reason. And I thought, it'd be a little bit more attacking, but they weren't too happy with it, and the results were showing. Same again. You saw that first goal from Burke. I think it's Oliver Burke. Go back into the game with a big old throw in. Gisa got his head on it, and then they kind of did me dirty. Joe Bryan just, I don't know what he was thinking, to put the ball back into the mixer there and get it on right in front of Ollie McBurney, but he slotted it in, and we lost 2-1 to Sheffield United, who were, I think, last place when I played them. So that annoyed me quite a bit. And then we ended up getting Leicester in the FA Cup. So for this, I don't quite know why I did this, but I rotated my team where there were some players where they had, zero fitness or conditioning, so I kind of put it on the back burner, and I wish I hadn't have done it now, because who doesn't love a cup run? I switched back to the 4-3-3, thinking let's get the boys back into their preferred formation, and then we still ended up bottling it. Vardy just Messi dribbled through everyone and put it away. But we did. The worst thing is we had some decent chances. It's not shown on here, but we had like one decent chance. All the highlights kept coming up, and I'm like, right, we'll put it in, and no, we didn't put anything in. And yeah, United were different gravy. We got completely played off the park by United. To be fair, you'll see some of their goals. I think it was Pogba's and Van der Beek's goal were unstoppable, and it was just unfair. You just kind of watch it and you just go, really? Is that the way the game's going to go? But Rashford opened the scoring. I did try to go a lot more counter-attacking, defensive. I don't think I started on defensive, I started on cautious, but regardless, I still didn't think we'd have been 3-0 down within 30 minutes. It was just like the Liverpool game all over again. I think that would finish like 5-0. But yeah, there's that Pogba goal, like a full-on volley from outside the area. We managed to get through with Nakajima. He should have probably put it in by himself, but it is what it is. Own goal, I'll take it. And then Van de Beek finished it off with this ridiculously silly goal that he just pinged in there, just on the spin, top bins. There was no way the goalie was getting anywhere near it. So if you ask me, that flattered him. Okay, it flattered him. Didn't deserve it, but it is what it is. They're top of the league for a reason, and they're kind of running away with it. I'll show you there. The 51 points, 44 goal difference. Yeah, we were never going to get anything from that. And then the Burnley game, the less said the better, really. Nothing happened at all. Burnley were dead last when we played them, and I just went, I think I started positive or attacking. We were like, right, it's Burnley, we'll get 3 points. But it's like FIFA. Look there, all these little rebounds and stuff. Put in a good tackle and then just pops back to them, and then they just stuck it in. But the rest of the game, there was nothing happening. You could see that even the average ratings, Mitro had an absolute mare. But yeah, it's it's not been too pleasant of you. And I thought since the United game we'd have kind of turned the corner, and then it just turned to absolute, yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, and the next set of games is not looking too positive either with Liverpool and Chelsea. We all know what happened last time when we played Liverpool. Less said the better. And I think we got 1-1 draw against Chelsea last time. So again, if we can get anything from that game, it'll be good. And then we've got some decent games after that to kind of turn our form around, which we need to. If we're going to push for any sort of European push, then we have to get especially points from this Brighton and Tottenham game, which I'm kind of eyeing up to bring you as the next episode. This one is just going to be showing you, the schedule that's happened and the transfers, which I know everyone loves. Everyone loves a January transfer window. And let me tell you, we have had a clear out and a lot of new faces. So I'll jump into the transfers and let's have a look what I've done. Can I just start off by saying I absolutely hate this Brexit in the game, because that was one of the worst things about having to go through this whole window where thinking I've found the ideal player and it comes to trying to get him a work permit, and it scuppers your plans. It completely throws your plans out the window. It's like, nope, try again, nope, try again, nope, try again. And then I must have gone through so many players for each position. On some of them I did get the first choice player that I wanted in that position, but more often than not it was an absolute nightmare to try and find someone that I actually wanted. We started off with, I think, Dennis Adoy. He was kind of kicking up a fuss about game time. I couldn't give him what he wanted, so I just kind of offered him in the window. I was trying to sell him, I think, and then New York just came in with a loan offer, and I just kind of went with it just to get him off the payroll and get him some games. Next one, Hector. He hadn't played that many games, and when he did, 6.4. it's not worth my time, and I just couldn't envision him fitting into any of my plans. Again, he's got some decent stats, but nearing that 30 mark, and I just wanted to get him out the door, and Newcastle came in with 7 million and I bit their arm off for it. Some of you might find this shocking, but I sold Ivan Cavallero. He did play well, but he didn't at the same time, because he was kind of getting shown up on the other side by, I don't think Lookman's been that much better than him, but he poses more of a threat than Cavallero did. And then Nakajima came in. He's just been our shining beacon of light, pulling us through games and getting us points where we need it. But I saw that this Tianjin from China, they were kind of interested, and I just offered him out just above his value, and they came in straight up. So I just got him out the door, got him off the books. This one was one where I like Seri in real life, so I didn't really want to get rid of him. I looked at how much he was playing, and he'd played 4 times for us, and again, most of them were sub appearances, and he was just there taking up our wage budget, and he had a pretty substantial value to him. So again, offered him out, and the same team again came for Cavallero, came in for him, 15 million. So that's two players, 30 million pounds. That, granted, Cavallero was starting, but he was only starting because there was no one else kind of pushing him for his spot. So I just got Seri out the door because he wasn't playing either. I've kind of settled on my midfield trio, and he just wasn't getting a look in. Knockout left on deadline day because I'd brought in replacements, and we've got more than enough wingers, and I just didn't see a position for him. Like, the stats are really good, but the guy I've brought in to replace him, he's so much better. He cost me a little bit more, but he was on loan anyway. I tried to play him. I gave him 3 games and he did nothing, so offered him out. Burnley came in with 9 million, bit the hand off again. I'll take that. I was trying to sell Josh Onoma. Nobody really wanted him at all. I think they were Southampton and they offered a loan. I think they offered a loan. It was something. I just didn't fancy it. So again, I just offered him out, and then Burnley. So Burnley have taken two of my guys and Tianjin in China. So keeping a bit of a Fulham contingency. This one here is one of the guys I've brought in. So let's move on to this side. There's been 5 ins in the January window. First of them, Pedrinio. I paid 6.5 million. I think that's spread over, because most of the ones that I've done now, and if you're not doing it, you really should be. The installments, half of the money up front, depending on their value, and spread cost over time, purely because of the COVID situation that they put in it, and it's a lot easier on your finances if you manage everything correctly, kind of offloading deadwood in your team. So yeah, we got rid of a few wingers, so I had to bring in a few, and this guy caught my eye. There were a few other ones, but again, coming back to Brexit and the work permit situation, it was just a mess trying to get the players that I wanted. So looking at him, 22-year-old Brazilian, he's got a lot more room to develop. He's got some really good stats. Play anywhere around that front line. If you ask me, 6.5 million for him. His value's doubled up to 12. Perfect buy in my opinion. And the next one was the winger that I bought to replace Cavallero. Are you ready? Ready, guys? Check this out. Ooh, ooh. That makes me feel some kind of way. Look at these stats. Abdulkadir Omur. See that? Abdulkadir Omur. 21-year-old Turk. He came up, I think he was recommended by my scouts. The stats for an inverted winger, they're just unbelievable for a 21-year-old as well. I think it was 15 million up front, and then I've spread 10 mil over the next 3 years. Again, I couldn't pass up this opportunity not to get him, bearing in mind the fact that I needed a winger, and that was one of the main roles that I was kind of looking at to plug the gap. And now I've got 2 fantastic ones that I'm really happy with. Next one, I mentioned the striker earlier. Here he is, Patson Daka. Look at this. Look at him. Brilliant. Again, I needed something different up front because we've got Mitro up there, but he's just an absolute lump. Like, he's there when you need to kind of get out and hold the ball up, whereas Patson, he's more of a running in behind and slotting it, kind of like a Jamie Vardy player. Tottenham started sniffing around. One side kind of bid on him, and as is the Football Manager way, I thought they were going to right under my nose and just steal him from me, but I ended up getting him. I am paying 75 grand a week for him, and his contract is loaded to the brim with things, but it's worth it. 22 years old with these stats already, a lot of room for growth. He's already the best player in our squad, and I couldn't pass it up. The next one, you've seen him over here. I loaned him out straight away. This was a player that was brought up by my scouts, again, due to the fact that he's got unreal potential ability. There's nothing more to say other than he's got some fantastic current ability, but he doesn't have a work permit, which is annoying. It's annoying. But I thought I'd sign him anyway, try again. In about, I think, every 120 days you can try for a work permit. So I loaned him out to Germany, to Hertha Berlin, get himself some game time there, because I can't offer him anything here. So there's no point in him just sitting in the club for no reason. Got him for 5 million. I think I only paid about 2 up front. Again, spread the cost over some years. And the last position, it came down to about 7 hours left on deadline day. I was literally scouting through everyone. I was scouting through all the centre backs, right backs, etc. I tried getting Calabria from Milan. He wasn't having it. I was just scouring the whole of the scouting section, trying to find a player, and I saw his name rung a bell because I remember him as the Chelsea player who'd been to about 60,000 teams on loan. I kind of looked into it, and he can play centre back and right back, which is always a bonus. And I think our main issue this season has been the right back, kind of centre back, but mainly the right back role, because Tete has been having an absolute western this season. So I had to kind of upgrade that side. He's not the most attacking fullback, but 17 tackling, 15 marking, 15 strength. He's a fantastic stopper. So when we play those big teams, just plug him in down there, and I doubt a lot of players are going to be able to get past him, and he's really fast as well. So yeah, that's our squad. That's everyone that I've signed, and we've spent a net amount of 50 million this season, which, if you ask me, it's been pretty good going, offloading a lot of this dead wood, which I'm happy with. They weren't gonna play anyway, so to get 50 million from that is very, very good in my opinion. And then the players that we've bought in to replace these guys, they're just they're fantastic. So that kind of leaves us in this predicament now, where I've brought in players like Patson Daka, and I want to play him and Mitrovic, but I can't play everyone at the same time. So I might mix it up and try go for a 4-4-2 or a 2 at the top formation. I don't know yet. Or we could just try and kind of relegate Mitro to the bench and see what we can kind of accomplish with Patson Daka up front and these two boys on the wings keeping the same formation. But again, that's something for me to kind of tinker with and see where I can get the best out of my players. That's everything that I did in the transfer window. Let me know if you think there was any players that were better suited for the positions that I needed. That's been our form. It's been I mentioned before it was a mixed bag, but now it was a nice bag up until this point, and now it's just horrible stuff. But yeah, I'll play these next 3 games most likely, and then next episode we'll be back for a double header of Brighton and Tottenham, seeing as though they're the teams around us. Let's hope our form has picked up, and I've found a way to fit all these new guys into the team and get them all firing on all cylinders. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, like the video down below, give me a little subscribe, drop some comments if you're liking the look of the team now, how you think I should play, the transfers that I did, who's your favourite player out of the bunch that I've bought and sold, if you think I've messed up selling anyone. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.